Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Bill with Bill Mabry Online Coaching. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hey, today we're getting some really good rain that we actually need. I'm looking outside today, and it's coming down pretty good for a long time. Let's go ahead and step my clock. Okay. Today, guys, I want to bring up a topic. It's about meal planning. I'm getting a lot of questions from different people out there that are asking me, what am I doing to be organized as far as my meal plan? Now, those of you that follow me know that through my videos at Bill Mabry Coaching, you can go to Bill Mabry Coaching at YouTube and hit subscribe. I talk a lot about documenting your workout, especially if you're looking to add lean muscle and more strength. Even though you're a senior, you can still there's no age limit to add lean muscle. But I talk a lot about documenting your workouts every single day to give you an idea of how your strength is doing. And when it's time to increase your weight, then you have documentation showing it. I've talked a lot about that. Well, why not do the same thing with your meal prepping to keep yourself organized? Now, I haven't really been much of a meal prepper myself. I pretty much know what to do. I've been doing this for the past 40 years, so I pretty much already know how to do it. But I thought I would go ahead and just try it myself. So just recently I started doing my own meal prepping weekly. So on Sunday night, I'll sit down and I'll actually get on the computer and I'll set it 7 days. So I'll start at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll actually put in there on Mondays is my higher calorie days. And I always work out in a fasted state to get the benefits of producing more growth hormones and testosterone because I am a senior. I do want to add lean muscle, and that's exactly what science says we need to do. And so I'm going to go ahead and put my first meal in. And normally, I think this week, here it is right here. I got my meal plan right there, so you can see it there. This week, for Monday, my first meal was I had about a 4-ounce piece of steak with 5 eggs, scrambled eggs, and then my second meal was I had I had a protein drink. I'm not really into protein drinks a whole lot. I'd rather have whole foods, but I decided to do it this time. And then my last meal was I always make my last meal around 5:30 or 6 on my higher calorie days, and it's going to be a lean piece of meat and a small salad. It's going to be my smallest meal of the day. My largest meal is always going to be my first meal of the day, especially after I've trained. And then Tuesday is my fasting day. So here we were having Bible study on Tuesday, and they were going to have some food at the Bible study, so I was going to go ahead and do a 24-hour fast. Well, it was canceled, and so I did my normal, what I call my early time restricted eating, where I'm going to have my last meal at around 3 o'clock, and that's what I'm going to do today. And so on Wednesday, I wrote down that my first meal, which is my higher calorie days, is Wednesday. I want to make sure I get enough protein. Now, that's another big reason why I decided to document my meal plans, because I need to make sure that Emily and I are getting enough protein in through each day. So I got a scam call here. So we get enough protein in, average the amount we need per week per 7 days to make sure that we will have our energy level recovery and that we'll keep able to add lean muscle, because that's the biggest issue with seniors right now is they're not able to consume, and they're not consuming enough protein throughout the day. And so this is one way of making sure I'm bringing in enough protein. So on Wednesday, I'm having scrambled eggs and bacon as my first meal. My second meal is going to be a lean piece of meat. My third meal is going to be on Wednesday. I've got 2 small steaks, about 6-7 ounces. I'll have I'll have a cup and a half or 2 cups of veggies with it. And then at 3 p.m., I have made some protein snacks. For example, I did chicken tenders, and I seasoned them with Italian seasoning and some other seasoning, and I coated them with almond flour, and I put them in the air fryer so that I can snack on those instead of things that I shouldn't be snacked on. I have them in the refrigerator. I also did what we call bacon wrapped, small little grass-fed, pasture-raised beef hot dogs. They look like little hot dogs. I wrapped them with bacon. I did like 16 or 17 of them. Put them in the air fryer, and those are in a bag in the refrigerator. I can snack on those as well. And then Friday, my first meal, which is okay. Now Thursday is going to end up being a fasting day, and normally on Thursday I'll fast until 2 o'clock. Have my first meal at 2, and most likely I'll probably have scrambled eggs again. But on Friday is my higher calorie days. I do like to have. I make myself a bacon and egg burrito for the both of us, and then for my second meal of the day around 1 or 2 o'clock, I'm going to have probably a lean piece of meat. I stay more higher protein that day. And my third meal is going to be a lean piece of meat with a small salad along with it. Emily most likely will have a sweet potato. I'm not really into that stuff. Carbs affect me a lot different than it does her, so I kind of try to stay away from starchy carbs. And then Saturday is another fasting day for us, and I will fast till 2 o'clock. My first meal on Saturday is always going to be a higher protein meal, a little higher good dietary fat, probably no veggies or anything. And then Saturday night, I'll have my last meal of the day, which will be my smallest meal. It'll be another lean protein. And I usually, on Sunday, I usually set the meal that I'm going to have by Friday night. I know, okay, I'm going to go through my fat loss recipe book, which you guys can go to BillMabryCoaching.com, hit ebooks, and you'll see my fat burning recipe book in there. That's what I go through, kind of get an idea of what I'm going to eat for that whole week, so that I will stay organized, and it kind of keeps me accountable. Now the question is, do I stick to this meal plan 100%? And the answer to that is no, I don't. I probably stick to it about 80%, because life does change a little bit. Grandkids come over for dinner, or we're invited to someone's house for dinner. But most of the time, I have a guideline here, and I'm set up for 7 days. So I can go back and look at this, or my wife can go back and look at this. This is Thursday, so we're fasting until 2 o'clock. Now, the other thing I do, guys, is I like to change my fasting protocols up every couple of weeks, or every 3 weeks, or every fourth week, or even every other week. Sometimes I'll do it now Tuesdays. I really, really like this early time restricted eating. For me, it works very, very well for me. I maintain my body fat, and I can still add lean muscle with it, and I can still enjoy comfort foods every once in a while during the week and not even see any indication of gaining any kind of body fat or weight or whatever, which I won't anyway. So guys, that kind of gives you an idea of what I do. Guys, you can go to my BillMabryCoaching.com. You can go check out the programs I have. I have a great nutritional program. That's probably one of my most popular ones. I also have a weight loss program. And I also have a program for those of you with type 2 diabetes or fatty liver disease or insulin resistance, and you're looking to reverse it and get off of your medication. I've been working with people with type 2 diabetes and fatty liver disease and insulin resistance for years, and have had great results by them following the program. My program is exactly the same kind of program as most of these doctors are using today. More and more doctors are now using it. So guys, my time is up. Like I said, go to BillMabryCoaching.com. See you guys at the next video. Bye.